Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning into Game 2 of the Ivy and the Inland Valley Legends versus the Palm Springs Power. Tonight is a must-win if the Power do want to continue to see the playoffs, as currently the Inland Valley Legends are 12-5, while the Palm Springs Power are sitting at 10-5. So tonight, for the Inland Valley Legends starting lineup, leading off for them, we have Tyler Shiganaka playing in center field, leading off for them. Batting second will be Ryder Young playing third base. Batting third, it's going to be Bobby Benavides in right field. Cleanup hitter, batting fourth, David Whittle at first base. Batting fifth, it's going to be Jack Lasada at shortstop. Batting sixth, it's going to be Anthony Candavino in left field. Batting seventh, the DH is going to be Diego Villa. Batting eighth, it's going to be Blake Helsper behind the plate. And last but not least, batting ninth is going to be Israel Espinoza at second base. And tonight's starting pitcher for the Palm Springs Power is going to be number 4, Kenny Keller, who's been having himself a great couple outings. The last 2 outings he's pitched has not allowed an earned run, only allowed 2 walks, 1 hit with 9 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched. And now coming up is going to be their leadoff hitter for the Legends, Tyler Shiganaka. With the win tonight, Powers franchise will have 700. They're currently sitting at 699 franchise wins. Kenny Keller throws the first pitch low for ball 1. Tyler Shiganaka was also in last night's game. Strike 1 to Shiganaka as he swung and missed. Shiganaka last night went 1 for 4 with 1 hit and 1 run, along with 3 strikeouts. Shiganaka fouls it off for strike 2. Kenny Keller's ahead early.
Yeah, and with Kenny Keller, the thing for him is he just throws a ton of strikes. His strikes to balls ratio is about 70% to about 30% balls. He doesn't walk a ton of guys, and he provides some good bulk for this Power team.
Keller missed away for ball 2. You said it correctly. He's going to be a great pitcher to start off tonight. The Power will need to keep him scoreless because the Legends last time, they were able to split the series, and they're no stranger here. They've been able to score runs. They were able to put up at least 5 runs last time they played the Power. Except for last night, they were held to 1 run. Shiganaka pops it up to the center fielder. Right center gap, and he's able to snag it down for the first out. It looks like he just got under it, but it was not enough.
Yeah, Miles Walton running a long way over to that one. He was playing just a shade toward the right in center field, a little bit to the left of our State Farm Cindy Piper banner, and he ran all the way into deep right center field. It was him and Grayson Gegg going after it, and at this hour you're fighting with the sun that's starting to set over the stadium, over the press box, but it's still in your eyes. But Walton with the concentration to keep it in his eyes and able to run it down and collect the first out.
And we also can't forget the wind that's blowing towards right field, so pretty much anything hit towards left is going to die out there. So let's hope our outfielders can adjust to the wind tonight. Ryder Young takes for ball. Ryder Young did not play last night in game 1 last night, so today will be his first at bat in the series. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Kenny Keller is currently in the 2-1 count. Just like you mentioned, he has been throwing a lot of strikes throughout the past, but let's see if the Legends will be able to make some adjustments in a must-win game for the Power. Takes again for strike 2. And Kenny Keller in 16.1 innings pitch has a total of 26 strikeouts. The most he's ever had in one game was against the Inland Valley Pirates with 8 in 4 innings pitch, and a swing and a miss by Ryder Young to collect his first strikeout of the game and out number 2.
Yeah, with Kenny Keller, he throws the kitchen sink at you. There's a 2-seam fastball, a slider, a change, a spiked curveball, a splitter. He'll even throw a palm ball every now and then. You never know what you're going to get from him, but so far it's really been working. It's keeping the batters off or on their toes. It keeps them off balance, and So far this season, he's got an ERA in the high 3s right now, but more than half of his earned runs were in one start against the SoCal Mavericks.
Yeah, he ended up having 5 runs, but 4 earned. But now it looks like he's making adjustments with 2 scoreless outings. Counts currently 1-1 to Bobby Benavidez, a 3-hole hitter who's playing right field today. And Bobby Benavidez went hitless yesterday, going 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Moved up in the lineup, was batting 5th, and now he's in the 3rd hole. Tried to check his swing, and he was able to hold up. Counts currently 2-1 to Benavidez. Here in the top of the 1st inning will be Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Palm Springs Power. Power ended up winning last night 7-1 in a must-win game. But here on out, it looks like that's going to be the rest of the story for the Power. They're going to have to win out to make sure they better their chances in making the playoffs. Benavidez swung and missed for strike 2. The count's even up at 2-2. It's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup with Benavidez and Ebby pitching lefty. And a swing and a miss for back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Great job by Kenny Keller starting off strong. I'm going to be right back after this break.
It's a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Palm Springs Power. Leading off for the Power is going to be Austin Howler playing 3rd base as he takes low for ball 1. So this is going to be the rest of the Power's lineup today. Batting 2nd on deck is going to be Michael Gonzalez at 2nd base. Batting 3rd is going to be Miles Wallen in center field. Miles Wallen takes in for ball 2. Counts currently 2-0. Batting 4th, playing 1st base, is going to be Mark Kirkland. Batting 5th at shortstop is going to be Casey Kleinman. Batting 6th is going to be Andrew Rivas, the DH. Batting 7th is Cato Kleinman. Playing in left field, Austin Howler takes for ball 3. He's currently in a 3-0 count. Batting 8th is going to be Blake Conrad behind the dish. And last but not least, to round it out for the Power, batting 9th, Grayson Gegg in right field. Now, last night, Austin Howler was able to break his no-hit stint with the hit last night, going 1 for 5 with an RBI. And now he takes ball 4 to reach base. Great start by the Power to get the leadoff runner on.
Yeah, 4 straight pitches to start the game. None of them particularly close. Honestly, the one that was the closest was about 5 inches below the zone. But I mean, it was right over that plate, but it was only about 8 or 10 inches off the ground.
And it looks like the starting pitcher for the Legend is going to be Corbin Duffield, having some command issues early on as he throws that one in the dirt, and it gets past the catcher, and Austin Howler is standing on second base. Now, last night, the Legends had an interesting strategy to keep the running game away from the power. The starting catcher was widowed last night. A lot of back picks back there, as well as one caught stealing during last night, but tonight, it's a new game, new day, so let's see if they continue with that strategy, as it seemed to work last night. But now we have Austin Howler starting on second base after that wild pitch. Mario Gonzalez takes for strike one. It's currently even up at 1-1. Well, Mario Gonzalez has been known as the singles merchant. Only has one extra base hit, which was a double. But nonetheless, he's known for slapping the ball around the infield and into the outfield. Base hit here could guarantee a run here for the Power. Shows bunt, and it gets away from the catcher again. Austin Howler is standing at third base now. Gonzalez is currently in the 2-1 count. Last night, Gonzalez had 2 hits, went 2 for 5. He has back-to-back 2-hit games, 2 against the Inland Valley Legends and 2 against the SoCal Mavericks, which was on July 9th. Ended up going for 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and with the run scored. So hopefully he can continue that trend, as the Power will need it in a must-win game tonight. As well, the Power are sitting at 699 wins for their franchise. So tonight we'll be able to be the big 700 if they continue their winning ways. Misses up for ball 3. Mario Gonzalez seen in a 3-1 count. And it was Austin Hollerstein at third base. And it looks like the Power do have someone warming up early on just in case. And once we confirm the name and number for you, we'll go ahead and let you guys know. And then have you back-to-back walks given up by the starting pitcher, Corbin Duffield, to start off the game.
And I know Duffield just had a little talk with Whittle from first base, but right now, basically, if he starts out off 1-0 to Miles Wallen, if I'm Hellspur, I'm going out there and talking to Duffield on the mound, at least just giving him a second to I know it's the first inning, but let him breathe for a second, try and reset what's in his mind, because so far he's only thrown 1 strike, and 4 of the pitches haven't been close.
And there goes Michael Gonzalez, stealing on the first pitch, takes for strike 1. By Miles Walton, the center fielder, batting third tonight.
And I kind of like the fact that he just paid no attention to Mike Gonzalez, get all the focus back into Miles Walton, and throw that first pitch strike.
Yeah, just like you said it earlier, it is still early on in the game. It's only the first inning. All you're trying to do here is just collect some strikes and hopefully get an out here without giving up a run, or at least limiting the damage.
Because right now, when you cannot find the zone, the worst thing you can do is try and make a play, as that one goes up too high, and you throw it away, and then you cause even more damage just by trying to do too much.
Yeah, right now all he has to do is just keep it simple and throw strikes as long as he can. He misses away for ball 2. Miles Walton's in the 2-2 count. We have Mike Gonzalez standing at second base after a steal, and Austin Howler was able to advance on a couple wild pitches. Comes the pitch by Duffield, and he missed up for ball 3. He's currently in the full count to Miles Walton. So the last thing you want to do, just like you said, you don't want to walk him early on with no outs. Because on deck, we have Mark Kirkland, who's been having a sizzling bat for the Power all summer. Got him with the strike 3 swing. He was able to get the first out.
And that's huge. A big comeback for Duffield on the mound. He gets behind Miles Wallen after that first pitch strike, but able to work his way back, and then he puts a fastball low and away after a high breaking ball. It's really hard for Miles Wallen to see that one. Last second just tries to get a swing at it, but can't make contact. A huge first out for Duffield.
Mark Kirkland takes low for ball 1. Last night, Kirkland went 1 for 4 with the hit as well as a walk. Takes low again for ball 2. He's ahead in the count early on. Mark Kirkland is currently having a 4-game hit streak at the moment. big swing and a miss by Mark Kirkland for strike one. He's currently in the 2-1 count.
Yeah, slowed it down there with one with a slider. It looks like 80 miles an hour over the heart of the plate. Kirkland was dialed up for that heater, though.
Kirkland hits it softly, but it's foul. Just rolls out for strike two. Currently in the 2-2 count. This summer, Kirkland is batting .419 with 19 RBIs. Had a 4-game stint where he was able to collect an RBI in each of the games except for last night where it snapped against the Legends. But he was able to work his walks as well. He's been doing great getting on base. Misses up for ball 3 to have another full count. It looks like that breaking pitch just missed. Now with no runner at first, you do have a spot to put him at, which could set up a double play. And a strike 3 swing and a miss by Mark Kirkland. Back-to-back strikeouts by Duffield. He's bouncing back after giving up 2 walks, although he was in a full count and back-to-back at-bats as well. And now though batting 5th is going to be the shortstop Casey Kleinman.
Yeah, right there it was fastball, slider, fastball, and then goes back to the slider. Started off with what it looks like a curveball there, but went just back and forth between the 2 speeds and didn't go with a back foot slider, more of like almost a backhand slider just because of the level of it on Mark Kirkland.
Casey Kleinman takes for strike 1. Last night, Casey Kleinman had himself a game with 3 hits, went going 3 for 4 with 2 runs. Season high in hits for him this summer. Out ball skipped at the dirt, and Austin Holler is going to jog into home plate to score the first run for the Power. And that moves Michael Gonzalez to third base.
Yeah, and over the last couple at-bats, Corbin Duffield's really been able to get it under control, but the 3rd wild pitch of Austin Holler's trip around the bags, he's advanced all 90 feet just because the ball's gone to the backstop that many times.
Yeah, they'll take it too. This is a must-win, as I mentioned earlier. They have to win out to better their chances in the playoffs. He missed up with the fastball for ball 3. Counts currently at 3-1 to Casey Kleinman. Now we got Mike Gonzalez standing at third base. He ended up reaching base by a walk. Got him for ball 4. That'll be the 3rd walk given up this inning. So now you got runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, and Andrew Rivas coming up to bat, who also had himself a great day. Went 2 for 4 with a double, an RBI double, as well as a home run back in the 6th inning.
Yeah, right now it's just been, can they play catch between the pitcher and catcher, between Duffield and Hellspur? Because no one's been able to do anything. When there's strikes, Miles Walton and Mark Kirkland both struck out, but other than that, 3 walks, a bunch of wild pitches. Defense hasn't had to work at all.
Yeah, the pitcher just giving them these runs. And now we got Casey Kleinman standing at first base. Duffield just throw to first just to check on them, but it looks like they're going to have a new strategy with the running game. Last night, the catcher last night was Whittle, kept backpicking the runners, but he was unsuccessful. Although Andrew Rivas takes for the first pitch, strike 1. That'll be a strategy they'll need to implement tonight if they want to have a chance against the Power's heavy run game. Got him with strike 2. Andrew Rivas is currently in an 0-2 count. This will be Duffield's first time getting ahead in the count. With Mike Gonzalez standing at third base after the wild pitch. Casey Kleinman's dancing around, taking a big lead. And it looks like he made him box, so that'll be another run for the Power. Casey Kleinman advances to second base, and then Mike Gonzalez comes in to score after the balk given up by Duffield.
I mean, there's nothing you can say about this other than it is just a disaster of an inning for the Legends. Right now, this is a game, this is a series that you cannot give the Power anything. It's not necessarily a must-win for the Power.
And then Andrew Rivas hits it hard in the gap, but the right fielder is able to snag it for the last out of the inning. Benavides was able to get a good jump on it. But nonetheless, Power up early 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll be right back after this break.
Somewhere Down there is you. And just like us, you're an amazing Palm Springs vacation home. I bet we have a lot in common. Elevated, yet down to earth. A place to soak it up, sip it down, and make a splash. A place where staying in is even better than going out. Not just a place for visiting, a place for living in the moment. That moment when vacation dreams become reality. You're one of Palm Springs' best kept secrets. Let's show you off. Because you're so much more than just a home. You're a destination. You're an adventure. You're an idyllic escape. You're a happy place.
Need a garage door replaced or repaired? Then go to Overhead Door Company. We do it all. Repairs, service, new installs, retrofits, and more. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been committed to bringing you the best in residential garage doors, commercial doors, openers, and accessories. Whether you need a stylish new garage door for your home, a more energy-efficient commercial door for your business, or a better integrated door system for your industrial application, remember, if you don't see the red ribbon logo, you are not getting the genuine, the original Overhead Door products and service you need. Look for the red ribbon for products that are reliable and safe. Our service technicians are trained, knowledgeable, and background checked. Our continued success is due to our exceptional employees. Call 760-772-3667. Overhead Door Company. We sell the best and service the rest.
Look out to the leader. Overhead Door.
Welcome back, folks, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Palm Springs Power. The Power were able to score 2 runs off of Dovefield's mishaps on the mound. Ended up throwing 3 wild pitches, which advanced Austin Haller and Mike Gonzalez to be able to score. The Power weren't able to collect the hit, but they took advantage of Dovefield's wild pitches and was able to attack on it. So now we have, leading off the inning, David Whittle playing first base here in the top of the second inning. Comes a pitch by Kenny Keller, and he gets it for a strike on the inside part of the corner.
Yeah, it's not often when you see a team send 6 to the plate. They didn't put a single ball in play. They didn't really make any hard contact at all. But they scored 2 runs.
Hey, they'll take it. Anything again for runs. And now they're currently sitting at 2-1 here to David, 1-2 to David Whittle. Kenny Keller was able to get 2 strikeouts back in the first inning, and Whittle shoots it straight up into the sky. And that would look like Gegg was able to call it off and get the out for the first out of the inning.
And again, it's a little bit difficult in this time of the day. Right now, obviously, the sun has finally set to the point where there's no shadows on the field. But just with the color of the sky, it kind of blends in with the ball a little bit. Outfielders still having just a little bit of trouble, but Gegg able to concentrate on the ball and still followed it into the glove.
And now do up, we have the shortstop, Jack Licita, who shoots it right up the middle for the first base hit of the game. First pitch he saw and drove it up the middle. And now batting 6, coming up is going to be Anthony Canavino, the left fielder. Canavino led off for the Legends last night, but went hitless with 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, it looked like an 83-mile-an-hour slider out of the hand of Kenny Keller and held it over the plate. A good job by Licata, though, able to go down for it. It was a little bit below the zone, but still over the plate and just sent it up the middle.
Canavino takes for strike 1 at the knees.
But again, it just sounds weird saying that's probably the hardest hit ball of the day.
It is. It's very bizarre. Baseball can be a wacky sport sometimes. Lots of different ways to scores. Kenny Keller tries to throw back to first. Drake Licita was safe.
Or at least second hardest hit ball. I mean, that ball in right center field is harder hit, but
Kenny Keller tried to get him to chase with that pitch off the plate, but was unsuccessful. Canavino evens up the count at 1-1. Not a bad choice with the break he has. Trying to get him to reach out and get some weak contact into the infield. Misses in for ball 2. Canavino's ahead in the count, 2-1. Currently in the top of the second inning for game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Power. Palm Springs Power currently leading 2-0. First hit of the game came by Jack Lasita right now in the top of the second inning with a single up the middle. Got him on the outside corner for strike 2 to even up the count at 2-2. Now let's see if the Legends will copy what the Power do and try to steal second or and be more aggressive on the base paths tonight. Keller tries to throw back to first, and the set is in there safely. On deck for the Legends will be number 10, Diego Villa, the DH. Canavino's currently even up the count at 2-2. This will be a lefty-lefty matchup. Just missed off the plate. For ball 3, it'll be the first full count Keller has tonight.
Yeah, the difference of the game, Keller the first inning, 15 pitches, 9 strikes, and on the other side, Corbin Duffield, 29, 18 balls, 11 strikes.
And there goes Akita trying to steal second, and it looks like the catcher for the Power, Blake Conrad, the ball might have slipped out of his hands and threw it almost past the shortstop, but Casey Kleiman is able to recover it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bizarre play. Look, I didn't see if maybe Conrad's footing slipped or if he just really tried to hold on to that ball with a late pump fake, but right there it's almost a pretty scary play because you see that kind of thing happen when a guy gets injured, but thankfully doesn't look like Blake Conrad is in any sort of pain or anything. He's back in his stance.
And that means Canavino was able to strike out on that. But the runner does advance to second base. So now there'll be 2 outs here in the top of the second inning with Diego Villa, the DH, fouling off a pitch for strike 1.
Again, it's not that strange of a play to happen. It just looks bizarre when it does.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one yet, or at least I haven't. Fouls it straight back for strike 2. On deck for the Legends, we have number 43, Blake Helsper, the catcher. Diego Villa is currently in the hole 0-2. Keller was able to get ahead with the 2 fouls. Already has 3 strikeouts through 1.2 innings of work. It will be great to hold him scoreless to keep the lead at 2-0. And then Villa shoots it right to the right fielder, Gag, and it goes right past his glove. He's not able to knock it down, and that brings in a run for the Legends. Diego Villa gets an RBI hit to cut down the deficit 2-1 early on here in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, right there, Grayson Gag playing relatively not pretty deep in right field, but a little more shaded over towards the lines, and that ball hit almost just directly on a line to him. It didn't get very high, so he's just trying to cut it off while it's in the air because he knows he has no chance of catching it before it hits the ground if he runs in a line and tries to pick it up and hold it to a single. So he's got to make the aggressive play and try and get the out.
And it looks like they got the tag out at first base with the force out.
Yeah, smart play by the Power there. It seems like Diego Villa did not round the bases or did not tag first when he was rounding going to second, so they just tossed the ball around, and he's called out at first, so it's not going to be an RBI double then. Now that's a bit of a bizarre play.
That's something we don't really see. Yeah, you said it correctly. It looked like he was trying to run first and completely missed the bag. Great heads-up play by the Power's defense.
A really bizarre play there, but again, we'll figure out the scoring implications of that in between the innings, but it's just bad base running right there in what's been so far a debacle for the Legends.
All right, we'll be right back after this break. We'll be heading to the bottom of the second inning.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Power. Now we're heading to the top of the the bottom of the second inning. Power were able to score early back in the first inning by a couple wild pitches. And we did have a bizarre inning where Laceta put the ball in play, but, it was Diego Villa. Hit it towards the right fielder, Geg, ended up missing it, but when he was running first, he ended up missing the bag at first base. And the Power were able to get out of it by throwing the ball back to first to get the third out of the inning.
So the run still does score. It counts there, but they do not get the hit for it. It's technically an appeal play. It's really, it's kind of strange, but really all that matters is the hit does not count. He did not get a hit, but it is an earned run.
Yeah, now the score stands at 2-1. Such a bizarre game so far. Only have one hit, but we do have we have 3 total runs, 2 by the Power and 1 by the Legends. And Cato Climbing's due up, batting 7th, currently in a 2-1 count. Cato Climbing last night was batting 7th as well. Ended up going 0 for 3 with the walk as well as a run. Cato Climbing hits it right to the second baseman, Espinoza. He's able to field it and throw it down the first base to collect the first out of the inning. That would be a 4-3 putout for the Legends. And now we have Blake Conrad coming up to bat. He's batting 8th tonight. Now Blake Conrad did not participate in last night's game. He'll be behind the dish batting 8th for the Power tonight. Comes to pitch by Duffield. And it's going to be called strike 1. Blake Conrad's currently batting 147, but he does have 11 walks. So he's been very productive in the at-bat. Having an on-base percentage of almost 400, sitting at 396.
Yeah, Conrad's had an up-and-down season. It hasn't been exactly what he's wanted with the traditional batting stats, but he's had some hard-hit balls. He's been taking good at-bats.
And there you go, taking good at-bats, and he shoots it right up the middle. In the 0-2 count, great two-strike approach by Conrad.
And again, lately the at-bats have been better. He's been getting on base. You mentioned that near 400 on-base percentage. But right there, he puts bats a ball, sends it up the middle, not trying to do too much, and gets on base. He gets a hit.
Yeah, he's been doing great so far. He's only collected 3 strikeouts. And now Dua batting 9th, the right fielder Grayson Gegg. Gegg started last night as well, went 1 for 4 with 2 runs. Duffield tries to throw back to first base to Conrad, but he's able to get there in time. And that'll be the Power's first hit of the night, coming by Blake Conrad here in the bottom of the second inning. Power currently leading 2-1 over the Inland Valley Legends. Duffield throws back again to Conrad at first base. Maybe they're expecting a steal, or maybe try to just hold him closer to first base.
And Gegg, another one of those guys that would go under the category of not having the season that he wanted offensively. But really, in the last couple weeks, he has been an absolute monster at the plate.
Yeah, you said it correctly. He went a little cold starting off the summer, but now turning it up. has a hit in back-to-back games. Season high was 3 hits against the SoCal Mavericks back on July 9th. Grayson Gegg takes up for ball 1.
Yeah, he's got hits in 8 of his last 9 games. He's got multi-hit games in 6 of those. Again, he's a guy who's just trying to find a spot in the lineup, but lately you can't get him out of it.
Yeah, he's batting great so far. Batting .326 with the on-base percentage of .475. Gegg takes for strike 2. Still with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It looks like Duffield's kind of starting to settle down now. He was able to get the leadoff batter, Kittle, climbing out. And now he's ahead in the count 1-2 to Grayson Gegg, and he fouls that one off. Legends do have the double play set up to get out of the inning and keep the Power scoreless if they want to remain in this game. And on deck for the Power, we have the leadoff hitter, Austin Howler. Gegg takes ball 2 right. It looks like he just missed the inside portion of the plate. Great take by Gegg to stay in the count, 2-2. Got Conrad standing at first base, taking a decent lead there. Now he worked it to a full count, 3-2 to Grayson Gegg. And that'll be the 3rd full count the Power have made Duffield in. Here comes the pitch by Duffield, and Gegg slaps it over the shortstop. And we have Blake Conrad rounding second. He's going to go to third. There's going to be a play at the third base, and the throw's not in time. Conrad was able to go first and third off the Grayson Gegg single. And now we have runners at first and third with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Yeah, great at-bat by Grayson Gegg. He fouls off a couple pitches, able to sit on a couple really close borderline balls, but he gets those. He works it a long at-bat and sends a fastball the other way into, or he pulls it into left field, doesn't do too much with it. And again, Blake Conrad, a guy who, when you've got 11 walks and just 3 strikeouts, you know you're eventually going to break through offensively, and he does all the little things right. He runs the base as well, and right there taking the extra 90 feet.
He also got a great jump to be standing at third base now. And then Duffield throws back to first to keep Gegg a little closer to first base. And now we have Austin Holler, who was able to reach on the base, and he shoots it through the 4-3 hole to bring in another run. They'll just go station to station. Gegg goes back to stands on second base after that single by Howler. Collects an RBI. Bringing in Blake Conrad, and that advances Gegg to second base. Still with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Power on the lead, making it 3-1 over the Inland Valley Legends.
Yeah, and right there looked like a little cutter at the top of the zone. Austin Howler puts the barrel on the ball, sends it into right field. And again, it's not like they're trying to drive this ball out of the ballpark. The Power know that when you put the ball in play, good things happen. They run the bases aggressively. Casey Dill will manage them aggressively. So the more balls in play, the better typically against these teams.
And you can't forget to mention their speed that they usually take advantage of here with the Power's lineup. And now we have Michael Gonzalez. Shoots it over to third base. Young throws it to second, and they get the 5-4-3 double play to limit the damage. But Power do end up scoring 1 more run, making it 3-1, entering the top of the 3rd inning. We'll be right back after this break.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Hey, Coachella Valley, Patrick Summers here, General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Spring is here and summer is right behind it. Don't get caught with a broken air conditioning system. Call us now. Let us get a tune-up done. We're offering a special for $79. It comes with a seasonal guarantee. Call our team today. Get yourself scheduled before the heat hits. Be proactive, not reactive. Go ahead and book at callthegeneral.com or call our offices, and we'll get you taken care of.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Palm Springs Power. Power ended up putting up another run, making it 3-1. And now we're heading to the top of the third, leading off for the Legends. It's going to be Blake Helsper behind the dish tonight, batting 8th. Kenny Keller still on the mound for the Power. It's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup. Keller fires in the first pitch, and it's going to be a strike in the outside corner for strike 1.
All right, so an update on that play. That run does not count. Jackson Licata's run that he scored last inning does not count, so the score is still 2-0, Power on top of the Legends. Or, sorry, 3-0, Power on top of the Legends. But that run in the second inning will not count. That hit that Diego Villa thought he had and that bizarre play that was appealed also does not count, so he's starting this inning.
And thank you for the update, Steve. That was a bizarre play indeed, missing first base, rounding it. And now Helsper is in an 0-2 count, falling out and pitch off. Now Blake Helsper did not participate in last night's game. Catching for them was David Whittle. And then Helsper fouls off another pitch. This will make his 5th pitch in this at bat after back-to-back fouls. Still an 0-2 count here in the top of the third inning. And with the update given by Stephen Buxton, the Legends are down 3-0 here in the top of the third inning. And on deck for the Legends, we have Israel Espinosa, the second baseman. Keller's been doing a great job getting ahead early on these Legends batters. Just missed off the play for ball 1. It's currently a 1-2 count. Great take by Helsper. He's having a great 2-strike approach, fouling everything off that's near the zone and leaving the pitches outside the zone alone. And it shoots it up the middle, and it's going to be for a base hit. Start the inning. And now batting, we have Israel Espinosa, the second baseman, batting 9th for the Legends. Now Espinosa did participate last night, but it was for a pinch hit. Only had one at bat, but he struck out and out.
Yeah, so the first time he really drove a ball into right center field, Villa did. That time he gets a high curveball that he kind of just rolled over.
Espinosa fouls it straight back for strike 1.
And that time he didn't hit it very well, but does get the hit.
Helsper taking a decent lead at first base. Fouls it down the right field line for strike 2. Looks like he was a little bit late on that pitch. Espinosa's in an 0-2 count. This will be Keller's second 0-2 count he's had, although Helsper was able to get a single. And on deck for the Legends is going to be their leadoff hitter, Tyler Shiganaka. Missed low for a ball, threw it in the dirt, and now we have Helsper standing on second base. They do have a runner in scoring position with no outs. This will be their chance yet again to score a run. Now Espinosa stands in a 1-2 count. The Power is still leading 3-0 here in the top of the third inning, but the Legends are threatening here with to collect their first run. Comes a pitch by Keller, and he gets it for strike 2. Espinosa's in a 1-2 count now. Keller has a chance. Now it looks like there seems to be some confusion. So that was strike 3. The umpire might have forgot how many strikes there were, but now we got it correct. They got it correct, and that'd be the first out of the inning with the strikeout. Keller was able to collect his 4th strikeout tonight. And now due up is going to be Tyler Shiganaka, the leadoff batter, who flew out to the center fielder his first time around. We have Helsper standing at second base after Keller threw it in the dirt. Shoots it straight back up the middle for foul. Kelly's been doing a great job getting the first strike on these batters tonight. Shiganaka in the 0-1 count early on. And on deck for the Legends, we have Ryder Young, the third baseman. Keller just keeping an eye on the runner at second base. Check swing. And was he able to hold it up? No, he wasn't. That'd be strike 2. Did his best to hold back that swing, but wasn't successful. The Power is still leading 3-0 here in the top of the third inning. The Legends are flirting with the run at second base. With the runner in scoring position at second base. And then Shiganaka shoots it straight up into the sky, and it's in the stands. Fouls off a pitch, still in the 0-2 count. Now the Legends are also doing a great job of fouling pitches near the zone. They seem to be showing some great 2-strike approaches, but they still have 4 strikeouts here. Curler's trying to fight his way to get another strikeout here against the Legends offense. Still have Helsper standing on second base with a decent lead. Tried to throw it in the inside corner, but missed for ball 1. Shiganaka is currently in the 1-2 count. He fouled off the last pitch, in which he was able to stay alive and keep his at bat going for him.
And the second time going through the lineup, it looks like Keller's kind of opening up the arsenal. We've seen a lot more of the curveball this inning than we did through the first 6 or 7 batters.
Tries to get him again with the same pitch, but he missed inside for ball 2. And Keller's been doing a great job the first 2 innings, keeping it below 20 pitches. 15 pitches back in the first and 14 in the second inning. But it looks like the Legends are starting to take more pitches and get deeper into counts, fouling off pitchers near the zone. Keller takes a deep breath and fires in the pitch. Shiganaka shoots it straight up into the air. Walton and Kiddo Kleiman are running towards it, and Walton is able to throw it in, but the runner at second is able to advance. And that'll move Helsper to third base. Well, but that'll be the second out for the Legends here. And now we have Ryder Young, who struck out his first time around back in the first inning. Ball was hit hard, but not far enough. The Legends have their first base runner out at third base. Here comes a pitch by Kelly. He's able to have Ryder Young shoot it straight up into the sky. Mike Gonzalez is under it, calling it, and it looks like he's able to fight the win and collect the third out of the inning. The Legends did have a runner in scoring position, but they weren't able to cash him in. They're still down 3-0 heading into the bottom of the third inning. We'll be right back after this break.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine in or take out. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
Welcome everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Palm Springs Power. Power are still leading 3-0, although the Legends did have a runner in scoring position, but they weren't able to cash them in to get their first run in the game. And now duo for the Power, we have Miles Vaughn coming up to bat. Takes for ball 1 against Duffield, who's still on the bump for the Legends. Miles Vaughn struck out his first time around back in the first inning. And he throws for ball 2. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Now Duffield is going to have a big assignment here. He's going to have to keep the Power scoreless here if they want to keep the game within reach. And Miles Vaughn shoots it straight to the center field. It looks like he tripped, but he's able to not be able to get there to recover, and the ball drops in center field, and he's able to collect his first hit of the game.
Yeah, Wallen got under an 84-mile-an-hour fastball there. It was middle, and he just missed it. He shot that thing way high up in there, and it was a just hanging fly ball for a while. It was going to be a bit of a difficult play with how deep Shiganaka was playing, but he should have had a chance at it. But coming in, it looked like his left foot just slipped.
And now duo, we have Mark Kirkland, who struck out as well back in the first inning, but he takes for ball 1. Yeah, you said it looked like he did have a chance, but with that little mishap he had at center field, it's able to drop in front of him for a base hit. Now Miles Vaughn taking a decent lead at first. And Mike Kirkland takes for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count to Kirkland.
Yeah, and if you're Miles Wallen after striking out in the first inning, you'll take him however you can get him. You don't care whether a guy slipped or if you hit it 100 miles an hour.
Kirkland shoots it right over to Ryder Young to collect it, throws to second, and now they throw it to first, and he's able to beat it. They only get the 5-4 put out, but they do get the lead runner out, so it'll be just Miles Kirkland standing at first base. Mark Kirkland was showing off the wheels, being out that double play. And now we have Casey Kleinman, the shortstop, coming up to bat. He was able to work his way on base with the walk. Casey Kleinman shoots it right past the second baseman, Espinoza, just out of his reach. And now they got runners at first and second after a Kleinman single.
Yeah, so far these innings have not gone how the Legends would want them. The first inning, an utter disaster. 2 runs scored without a ball put in play. Just a couple of miscues, a balk, a bunch of wild pitches. Second inning, 3 straight singles score another run for the Power, and now they can't turn the double play. Casey Kleinman shoots the ball the other way, gets a single, and so far all 3 Power hitters have put the ball in play.
They're doing a great job putting the barrel to the ball and letting it right. And now we have Andrew Rivas, the DH, coming at the bat, who was also a strikeout victim back in the first. Takes for ball 1. Be a lefty-righty matchup with Rivas standing in the lefty's batter's box. Now with Kirkland signing at second base and Casey Kleinman signing at second, they do have a chance to pile on the lead yet again here in the bottom of the third inning. Rivas takes for strike 1 on the outside portion of the plate. Rivas has been an excellent addition so far for the Power, making an impact right away with a big night last night as well, going 2 for 4. Duffield, missed away for ball 2. Rivas is ahead in the count, 2-1.
Yeah, and Rivas has been awesome since he's came back. Again, he's only had a couple of games, but so far hitting in the high 300s, 375 batting average. Last season, he was hitting right around 400 in about half a season's worth of plate appearances.
And Rivas takes in for ball 3. Count's currently 3-1.
Showed up a little bit earlier this time. Last season showed up right around time for 4th of July. This time showed up the game before.
Rivas is out of University of California, Riverside. Rivas shoots it down the first baseline, just foul. Now he worked it to a full count. Andrew Rivas held a 10-game hit streak while over at UC Riverside. with 16 hits. No, excuse me, with a 10-game hit streak with 16 hits, 9 RBIs, 4 doubles. We're certainly showing off the bat over there, and now is his chance to do it this summer with the Palm Springs Power. Rivas shoots it over to the outfield. We have Benavides charging in, but it looks like Espinoza is going to take the charge and call him off to collect the second out of the inning out in Charlotte right field. And now we have Cato Kleiman coming off the bat. Playing left field tonight.
Yeah, we talk about guys who have been hot. Cato Kleinman, as we're coming up on another road trip, has been just about as hot as it can get. He was really just almost at a lost season point where he didn't have a single hit on the year going into their little road series against the Inland Valley Bucks at UC Riverside. But since then, he has just torn the cover off the baseball.
Yeah, he's having a great approach at the plate lately. He's had his third 3-hit game on June 18th versus the SoCal Mavericks. And now he takes for ball 2. Power are still leading in the bottom of the third inning, 3-0. They are threatening yet again with Mark Kirkland signing out second base. And with the speedy Casey Kleiman signing at first base. Takes for strike 1. The count's currently 2-1 to Cato Kleiman. Cato Kleiman's batting the lefty, and he shoots it up the middle. Mark Kirkland is rounding third, and he's able to get there in time as there's no play at the plate. The ball was offline, and now runners advance an extra base. Cato Kleiman advances to second, and now Casey Kleiman advances to third base. Runners at second and third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, Cato Kleiman in his first 5 games didn't have a single hit, only got on base a couple times. His last 14, he has 22 hits. He's got 23 hits now, 17 RBIs. He has been a stalwart in this lineup, and he's the reason that the Power have a chance to still get that #1 seed in the CPCL.
And now we have Blake Conrad, the catcher, coming up to bat, who had a single and scored back in the second inning. Takes for ball 1. Blake Conrad, as we mentioned, has been having great at-bats, had 6 walks in 3 games. Fouls that one off for strike 1, currently in the 1-1 count. And on deck for the Power, we have Grayson Gegg. Now with runners at second and third, we have Casey Kleiman signing at third, and Cato Kleiman signing at second base. Now it looks like Casey Kleiman's trying to get into Duffield's head. Shoots it right over to third baseman Young, and he's able to field it and fire to first base to get the third out of the inning. But nonetheless, Power do put on another run, scoring in 3 straight innings, making it 4-0 heading into the top of the 4th inning. And we'll be right back after the...
Everyone knows good things come in 3s, like Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99, including 1 mouth-watering entree, a refreshing beverage, a $10 power card, and a whole lot of fun, which means you enjoy a delicious meal for under $10. But look, that's 5 good things. Good things come in 3s at Dave & Buster's with the Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Buy online or in-store today.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends, taking on the Palm Springs Power. Now, the Power were able to score again in the third inning, making it a 4-0. Power have scored in 3 straight innings so far, while the Legends have been remaining scoreless, with only 2 hits so far to show for it. And now duo for the Legends is going to be Bobby Benavides, a right fielder who struck out his first time around.
And I know it almost sounds like you're oversimplifying it, but really the difference in this game is just the amount of labor that's been put through every inning between these two pitchers. And the amount of strikes that have been thrown, as that one's ball 2 outside. So far in the game, the pitch count for Kenny Keller, it's been 15 with 9 strikes, 13 with 10 strikes, 15 with 11 strikes. If you just go balls and strikes per inning.
Yeah, he's having another productive outing for Keller. He will need to continue this trend if they want to win tonight. And then we have Benavides shooting it right over the second baseman, Gonzalez, just out of his reach for another hit for the Legends.
And it's not to say that Kenny Keller has been unhittable tonight. He's already had 3 hits against him. But the fact is that every single ball that's been put in play has been fairly soft contact outside of that kind of weird play by Diego Villa and a couple flyouts. But he's made his defense work, and it's worked for him. But on the other side, Corbin Duffield has just labored through these innings. Every inning's been 20 or more pitches. The first one, 29.
David Whittle takes for ball 1. Ended up flying out to the right fielder his first time around back in the second inning. And there's nothing wrong with pitch to contact. Put the ball in play and then let the defense do all the work. And a swing and a miss by David Whittle for strike 1. Counts currently 1-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. Legends need to get something on the board if they want to have a chance. Game still within reach, although they are down 4-0. But they do need to take advantage of the runners on base, as well as in scoring position. David Whittle fouls it off for strike 2. He's currently in a 1-2 count. Benavides standing over at first base after a single right over Gonzalez's head. His glove. And on deck for the Legends, we have Jake Licata. Whittle shoots it right down the third baseline. Austin Howell is able to get a glove on it, and Kirkland was not able to pick it as they took 2 hops to get to first base, but now they got runners at first and third. David Whittle ended up reaching first base after hustling down the line. Great try by Holler. It could have been more damage done, but he was able to keep it from going down the line and preventing a run from potentially coming in.
Yeah, it's a play that you really you almost hate to score it as an error. Austin Holler with an incredible effort there, diving to keep that thing from getting into the outfield and probably being extra bases. But he throws it away from Mark Kirkland, and that allows the runner to reach.
And now we have Jake and Licata hitting it to the shortstop, and they throw it to first base, and they're able to get the double play. But the Legends do end up scoring a run. Benavides coming to score. That would be a 6-4-3 double play for the Power. It's currently 4-1 here in the top of the 4th inning. First pitch Licata's side ended up shooting it right to the shortstop. Casey climbing to turn the double play.
Yeah, no RBI there as it was a double play. You don't get RBIs when you get a double play. But 1 run does score. It's the first run of the game for the Legends.
And now we have Canavino, the left fielder who struck out his first time around, taken for strike 1. And on deck for the Legends, we have Diego Villa, the DH. Just off to play for ball 1. Counts currently 1-1 to Canavino. But they'll get 2 outs and extend it for a run. And now no one on base. And now Canavino shoots it right over the infield for another hit. That'd be the second hit in this inning alone for the Legends. Now we got Diego Villa, who got the last out back in the second inning after the wacky play. They didn't end up touching first after he rounded it going to second, and Power were able to take advantage of that mishap and get out of the inning. And on deck for the Legends, we have the catcher Blake Helsper standing in the on deck circle. there goes Anthony Canavino with the fake steal. Ends up going back to first base just in time, making Blake Conrad pop up. Now it looks like the Power have number 12 throwing in the bullpen right now, as Diego Vega swings and a miss for strike one. With Anthony Canavino standing at first base after the single, Diego Villa is currently in the 0-1 count to Kenny Kelly. And there goes Anthony Canavino trying to take second, but Diego Villa fouls it back for strike two.
Yeah, James Williams warming up in the bullpen right now. A couple other power players around him. You just wonder how long of a leash that Casey Dill and Reed Santos give Kenny Keller. He's been fantastic so far, really efficient.
Kenny Keller gets him looking for strike three to collect his 5th strikeout here tonight. Power still lead 4-1 while the Legends were able to put up 1 run today. In the 4th inning, but now we're heading to the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning, and we'll be right back after this break.
There's something winning in the agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. The Legends were able to put up a run back in the top of the 4th inning to make it 4-1, but now it's the Power's time to answer back, since we have Grayson Gegg, who was able to get a single back in the 2nd inning, currently 1-for-1 entering the bottom of the 4th inning. Gegg takes for ball 1 as it's thrown up back behind the backstop. Corbin Duffield still on the bump for the Legends, and it looks like they have no movement going on down there, so they're going to keep him in for a little longer tonight. Counts currently 1-0 to Grayson Gegg. Takes for strike 1. Counts currently even up at 1-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Currently has a 3-game hit streak with the hit back in the 2nd inning to extend it. Gegg takes away for ball 2. Currently in the 2-1 count here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And on deck for the Power, we have Austin Howler. Comes the pitch by Corbin Duffield, who fires it, and Gegg shoots up straight up into the sky. Benavidez is calling off the center fielder, and he's going to collect the first out of the inning. Gig popped out to right fielder Benavides to collect the first out. And now duo, we have Austin Howler, who was 1 for 1 with the walk and an RBI single, as well as a run scored. Austin Howler is going to be standing in the lefty box to be a lefty-righty matchup. Standing 6 feet, 190 pounds. He was able to break his 3 hitless stint back in the second inning with a single. Takes away for ball 1. Austin Howler is in the 1-0 count. And on deck for the Power, we have Mike Gonzalez, the second baseman.
James Williams still warming up in the bullpen.
Austin Howler shoots it right over to Licata. He's able to field it running in, and he's able to fire to first base, collecting the second out. What a great running play to get Howler at first base. He was hustling down the line.
Yeah, one of the better plays you'll see. The Legends had both infielders, Licata and Espinoza, pinched up the middle because Austin Howler, so many of his hits are just sent right back up the middle. So if there's any weak contact, it's going to go their position perfectly was Licata. He's able to run in on it, and it's a slow roller, so he's got to go down and barehand it. And off one leg, still kind of halfway down, sidearm it to first.
Great defensive display by the Legends. And now we have Mike Gonzalez taking ball 1. Gonzalez was able to walk and score back in the first inning. Currently 0 for 1 as he hit into a double play back in the second. Takes away for ball 2. Is currently ahead 2-0.
Yeah, Dalton Thomas pinch hitting here for Mike Gonzalez. He'll get the rest of the reps at second base, presumably barring any other substitutions.
Dalton Thomas takes for ball 3. He's having a great at bat so far. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Power are currently leading 4-1. Power were able to score at least 1 run in the first 3 innings. Thomas takes for strike 1. He's having a great at bat so far. Was able to get ahead early. Still in the hitter's count. Although this is the first time Duffield was able to get the first 2 batters out. And it looks like that'd be strike 2 given to Thomas. He was expecting a ball 4, but this at bat continues after that strike called by the umpire.
And coming into the season, Thomas, his role was really expected to be just a piece that's plugged and played here and there as he takes ball 4 for the walk. He was going to play great defense up the middle. He's a piece that can be really put in anywhere in the lineup, and he's been here for a ton of years with the Power, but last season had a tough year with the bat, but has came back with a vengeance this season. 407 batting average, a 600 on base. Again, he's got aspirations to go play pro after this, and he's doing his best to get that offer.
It's always tough to come off the bench and have a great at-bat as he did. Was able to get 3-0 early and earned himself a walk in his first at-bat. Now we have Miles Walton coming up, taking for ball 1. He's currently 1 for 2 with the single and the strikeout. Shoots it down the third baseline, foul, just yanked it. It was early on that pitch.
There's a package done on Jamal Ritter and his performance with the Power and going into the HBCU Swingman Classic. And one of the things that Casey Dill said about him is that he has major league level speed, and if he's got that, then Miles Walton isn't too far off.
Duffield tries to get Michael Gonzalez sleeping at first base, but he's back in there just in time.
Right now, Walton easily the best runner on the team now that Jamal Ritter is gone, and he can absolutely fly on anything put in play.
Miles Walton fouls it back to stay alive in his at-bat, currently with 2 strikes. Miles Walton's currently batting .447 with a whopping .529 on base percentage. Does have 13 walks as well. Duffield fires in the pitch, and it's a ball. And we have Thomas still in second base. He's in there in time. So we have Don Thomas standing on second base after that stolen base, and Miles Wallen takes for a ball. Great eye by him to let it go.
Yeah, great jump there by Dalton Thomas. Duffield not really even paying attention to him at second, so the first move, Dalton Thomas booked it, and the pitch was high and outside. A tough pitch to go on for Hellsberg. Gave it a shot, but Dalton Thomas running too well.
And good job by Miles Wallen for letting that pitch go as well, giving Thomas a chance to be on second base after the great jump he had. And now Miles Wallen takes another ball. We have Don Thomas taking a decent lead there at second base. And Miles Wallen shoots it over to right field, and Benavides is able to get under it, and he drops off his glove. He's not able to field it in, and now another run comes in to score. Miles Wallen rounding second base. The ball hits the cut, but he'll be standing up at third base. It looked like it hit off his glove, took his eye off us for a second. That would have been an inning out, but now the Power have extended their lead 5-1. They have scored in each inning so far, taking advantage of the mishaps for the Legends tonight.
Yeah, an error out there. Benavides does a good job getting after that ball. Miles Wallen hit that one pretty well out there, out to deep right field in the corner. Benavides gets over to it, but just cannot get it into the glove. An error there has Miles Wallen on third base now, and obviously his scores Thomas.
And now we have Mark Kirkland, who was able to reach on base and also scored a run, but he struck out, currently 0 for 2 tonight.
5-1 game, and again, you mentioned that would have been the inning. It would have been the first 0 that the Legends have put up.
Yeah, they need to put up a 0 ASAP because the Power just continue to score, and that's off the glove for Whittle. Another run comes in to score. Mark Kirkland rounding first. There's going to be a play at second, and the ball's offline. Kirkland is standing on second base. It looks like it went under the glove of Whittle. Was not able to get a glove on it, and now Power score again, making it 6-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah, looks like another error there. Mark Kirkland didn't hit that one terribly hard, 82 miles an hour off the bat, still a well-struck ball. Had to pull in the hands. That pitch was about 3 or 4 inches inside the zone. But a good job by him. Again, the Power just need to put balls in play, and today they're putting on a masterclass of doing that.
Yeah, knowing how this infield is, you'll get some choppy grounders out there, and we are seeing it tonight. The Legends can't just continue not to get the routine outs, and it is biting them badly right now. It's currently 6-1 here in the fourth inning. And now Casey Kleiman comes up to bat, currently 1 for 1 with the walk and the single. Hits it right over to the second baseman. He's able to field it, and they finally collect the third out of the inning. Espinoza was able to get it after Whittle dove. But now we're heading into the top of the fifth with the score of 6-1. We'll be right back after this inning.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. And we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best. So whether it's dinner for two or a celebration with 200 friends, quality is our promise to you. Because quality is king. Quality is Kaiser.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends versus the Palm Springs Power. We're currently in the top of the 5th inning. The Power were able to put on 2 more runs, making it 6-1 after a couple errors given up by the Legends. And now relieving Kenny Keller, we have James Williams coming up the pitch. And leading off for the Legends, we have the catcher Blake Helsper. Missed away for a ball. Blake Helsper is currently 1 for 1 with a single back in the 3rd inning.
James Williams taking over on the mound for Kenny Keller, who had a fantastic day. Again, four innings, just 1 run, couple hits, 5 strikeouts. But the big thing, as always, kept that pitch count low. 59 pitches through 4 innings. He was efficient. He worked in and out of counts. He made his defense work, and he got the strikeouts when he needed them.
And now Helsper is in a 1-2 count. Gets him looking for another strike. James Williams currently holds a 2.13 ERA. Last time around was against the Inland Valley Pirates, going 2 innings and allowing 1 earned run with 3 strikeouts. And now Blake Helsper shoots it right over to the left fielder, Cato Kleiman, is able to get under and collect the first out of the inning.
And you'll mention the continuity of this team, whether it's returners or whether it's guys who, Casey Dill, Reed Santos, Sam DiMatteo, any of these guys have been around. And James Williams, another one of them, out of College of the Desert. He was basically their ace this season. He had an awesome year on the mound and really just translating it over the Power as always. He's been great so far. You mentioned that ERA right around 2.13 ERA in 12 2/3 innings. Again, he's one of the just 6 guys on the Power who has 10 or more innings.
And let's not forget the 10 strikeouts he has. He has 3 outings with at least 3 strikeouts. And now we have Israel Espinosa, who struck out his first time around back in the 3rd inning, taking ball 1. Misses high for ball 2, currently in a 2-0 count. We are in the top of the 5th inning. The Power were able to score 2 more runs, scoring in the first 4 innings, making it 6-1. The Legends are looking, they're able to get runners on, but they haven't been able to catch them in except back in the 4th inning. Now Espinosa takes ball 3. He's ahead in the count 3-0. And on deck for the Legends is their leadoff hitter, Tyler Shiganaka.
And again, it might be oversimplifying it, but James Williams, just another one of the guys on the list for the Power. If you're looking at their best pitchers or at any of the top of the Power pitching leaderboards, it's basically just who walks the least guys. And James Williams, 4 walks to 10 strikeouts on the season.
Espinosa fouls it straight back for strike 2. He's currently in the full count. Now, we haven't seen many of those by the Legends. This will be their first full count as we're in the 5th inning. Excuse me, that would be their second one. The first one was back in the 2nd by Anthony Canavino, who ended up striking out. Gets him looking for strike 3, the 2nd out of the inning. Has him looking, thought he was going to get a ball 4. And now we have Tyler Shiganaka coming up the bat, who's 0 for 2, flied out to center field twice in his first 2 at-bats.
Yeah, right now Israel Espinosa having a tough time at the plate. Through his first 2 at-bats, it's been nothing but window shopping. 2 strikeouts, both of them looking. He's only swung the bat twice today.
Yeah, that'll make the 6th strikeout for them as well. Takes in for ball 1 by James Williams. Now it looks like the wind is blowing a little harder right now. Anything hit to left field is pretty much going to die over there. And on deck for the Legends, we have Ryder Young. Threw it in the dirt for ball 2. Tyler Shiganaka is currently in the 2-0 count. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Legends still down 6-1. The only run they scored was back in the 4th inning. Bobby Benavides. James Williams fires it in the dirt yet again for ball 3. It looks like the ball is just slipping out of his hand.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a grip on the ball or whether it might be, it looks like it might be just an inconsistent landing spot, but His misses, most of them have been just low so far this inning, so at least there's that consistency in the release point, but he's got to find the zone here.
Gets the outside corner for strike one. Great pitch.
Right there looked like a cutter might have dipped down below the zone, but not enough to get outside for a ball.
And now Tyler Shiganaka ends up getting on base for the Legends with 2 outs with the walk. And now we have Ryder Young, currently 0 for 2, struck out back in the first inning and rode over to Mike Gonzalez back in the third. So the Legends been having a runner in 3 straight innings. The single by Blake Helsper to lead off the third, and another leadoff single by Bobby Benavides, and now a 2-out walk by Tyler Shiganaka. Ryder Young takes in for ball 1. And on the on-deck circle, we have Bobby Benavides. Shiganaka taking a small lead at first base. Doesn't look like he's threatening to do anything. And Young shoots it straight back for strike 1. Goes over the press box. Currently 1-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Legends still down 6-1. With 2 outs as well. The most hits James Villains ever gave up this summer was 4, and that was back on June 7th. And now Ryder Young fouls it off yet again to make it a 1-2 count.
Yeah, and the final line on Kenny Keller, 4 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. It was earned, but no walks, 5 strikeouts.
Another stellar day for Keller as he's been going 4 innings. Mostly every time he's been up on the mound for the Power. Now Ryder Young sitting in a 1-2 count here. And a swing and a miss for strike 3 to end the inning. Another strikeout for the Power. The score is currently 6-1, still heading into the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll be right back after this break.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Palm Springs Power taking on the Inland Valley Legends. The score still remains 6-1, although the Power have been scoring in each inning. They have at least 1 run. And through the first 4 innings, they had 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and another 2 in the 4th inning. And now due up for the Power, we have Andrew Rivas, who's currently 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a groundout to their second baseman. fouls that one off for strike one. And now we have a new pitcher coming in to relieve Corbin Dufoot. It's going to be number 9, Steven Gonzalez on the bump for the Legends. Andrew Rivas takes for ball 1, counts currently 1-1. And on deck for the Power, we have Cato Kleiman. Rivas shoots it straight back, just got under it for strike 2.
And some more info on Kenny Keller and how his outing went. He's not in line for the win. Obviously, he only went 4 innings. James Williams right now is in line for the win. But Keller, 59 pitches, 18 balls, 41 strikes.
Andrew Rivas takes for ball 2 as that fastball missed up and away. Counts currently 2-2.
Again, we talked in the pregame show on social media, and right before the first inning started, when breaking down Kenny Keller, he just needs to throw strikes. Tonight he did, and he gave the Power all they need.
Yeah, great pitching performance so far by the Power's pitching. Keeping the Legends scoreless through almost 5 innings, but they were able to get one in the 4th. Still leading 6-1 as Rivas struck out for the second time tonight. And now we have Cato Kleiman, who's currently 1 for 2. RBI single back in the 3rd inning. Comes a pitch by Gonzalez, takes for strike 1. Now Legends have been doing a great job so far in the 4th and the 5th, getting the leadoff runner on out, but they just can't continue to stop the Power from scoring. It's just been the defense that's having a little bit of trouble tonight, not getting the routine outs, and it's been biting them as well, as the Power were able to score 6 tonight. Cato Kleiman is currently in the 0-2 count versus Gonzalez. A swing and a miss by Cato Kleiman to get the second out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gonzalez to start off his outing. And now we have Blake Conrad, who's currently 1 for 2 with the single and a run scored. Blake Conrad's one of those names that continues to have great at-bats. Not showing in the batting average department, but on base percentage has been great looking so far. Has a .396 on base percentage. Has a pitch by Gonzalez. Blake Conrad lines out to their shortstop, Lukita, to get the 3rd out of the inning. But the Power still leads 6-1 heading into the top of the 6th inning, and we'll be right back after this break.
It's a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into the second game of this series. Inland Valley Pirates the Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. The score still remains 6-1 as the Power have been able to score in the first 4 innings, but they were held scoreless for the first time tonight in the 5th inning. As we head into the top of the 6th, we have Bobby Benavides leading off the inning, taking ball 1. We still have James Williams pitching for the Power. Bobby Benavides is currently 1 for 2 with the singles and a run scored back in the 4th and the strikeout in the 1st. Takes for ball 2, currently ahead 2-0. And on deck for the Legends, we have David Whittle, the first baseman. Be a lefty-righty matchup with Benavides standing in the lefty's batter's box. Takes for ball 3.
And I know it's just 1 inning, but it's a huge inning for the Legends. Bottom 5, they held the Power 2-0. They struck out the first 2, got Blake Conrad to line out. It's just 1 inning in a 5-run game, but the Legends aren't out of it.
Yeah, still a lot of ball left. Still got the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning to at least cut the deficit down. Score 1 here and keep the Power scoreless again, and they have a chance. Takes for ball 3, threw it in the dirt. It's currently a 3-2 count here for Bobby Benavides. James Williams doing what he can to get the first out of this inning, keeping the leadoff batter off the base pads. Bobby Benavides shoots it over to Miles Vaughn, and he's not going to be able to get there as it just drops in front of him. The Legends have another leadoff batter on.
And we've seen it so far today. Again, the Power pitchers have been relatively efficient. Just 59 pitches for Kenny Keller, that last inning for James Williams. 19 pitches, it was a pretty high amount, but more strikes than balls. He was able to work it fairly quickly, work around a walk. But the big thing all day has been soft contact, and he got soft contact right there, 74 miles an hour off the bat, but one of the handful of times he basically just hit it where a fielder isn't.
And now duo, we have David Whittle, who's also 0 for 2. Flied out to the right fielder and reached on an error by a dazzling play by Austin Howler. David Whittle takes for strike 1. Counts currently 1-1. And on deck for the Legends, we have Jack the Kidda. Bobby Benavides taking an average lead at first base. Now looking like he's in a threat to take second base. And a swing and a miss. Ball gets away by Conrad, but it's too far off as Benavides is able to slide into second base. A runner in scoring position with no outs. Here in the top of the 6th inning, the Legends are threatening yet again. They'll need to do what they can to at least try to bring him in to cut down the lead, as they're losing 6-1 here in the top of the 6th inning.
And it's a tough play there. Conrad able to drop down and still deaden the ball, but with the swing happening, you essentially can't get in the perfect position, really without getting hit by the bat. So he does all he can, but the ball still skips away a little bit.
David Whittle swinging a miss for strike 2. And that'd be strike 3, as they'll collect their first out of the inning with the strikeout. And now we have Jack the Kidda, who's currently 1 for 2, had a single back in the 2nd inning and grounded out into a double play back in the 4th inning.
Yeah, making the fans here happy. That was the beer batter for tonight. David Whittle strikes out, so a bunch of fans going to go flock to the concession stand for some low-priced beverages.
And as they're already heading there already. And now Lakita takes for ball 1 low in the dirt. The Legends have Benavides standing on second base. Still with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. They're currently down 6-1. They were able to keep the Power scoreless for the first time tonight back in the 5th. And there goes Bobby Benavides trying to take 3, and he's in there in time. The throw was laid with the head diving slide. He's able to beat the throw. Now counts currently 2-0 to Jack the Kidda. Now his job here is just to put the ball on the ground, and there comes in another run for the Legends.
Yeah, and right there, Blake Conrad delivered nearly a perfect throw.
And he shoots it up the middle, and that'd be an RBI single by Licata. Another run comes in to score for the Legends, cutting down the deficit 6-2. And now comes up Anthony Canavino, who's currently 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single.
86-mile-an-hour fastball low in the zone. Licata just gets the end of the bat on it. Had to reach out for it, but able to send it up the middle, get enough on it so it gets through the infield. And, again, most importantly, scores Benavides from second to make it a 4-run game.
And on deck for the Legends is going to be Diego Villa. Anthony Canavino takes for ball 1, low and away.
Looks like they're going to let James Williams go at least another inning. There is some movement in the bullpen, but no one throwing just yet. A couple of guys just walking around, maybe trying to get hot if they get their name called.
Williams throws it in for a strike. Counts currently 1-1. Yeah, no need to be in panic mode if you're the Power. Just as you mentioned, they've been getting a lot of soft contact, but they just drop it in front of the fielders or just hitting it up the middle. And a swing and a miss. Looks like a breaking pitch he was trying to dig out to try to foul it off for strike 2. Counts currently 1-2 to Canavino. With 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning, Williams was able to strike out Whittle to get the first out. And Williams throws back to first base to keep Licata closer to first. Canavino's in a 1-2 count. Williams is ahead in the count, so he could mess around with the batter by throwing pitches in the dirt. And there he goes for strike 3. Has him in a pickle. The ball was thrown in the dirt by Conrad. He was caught in no man's land, but Licata was able to get out of that pickle and standing on second base. Although Anthony Canavino did strike out swinging.
Yeah, I mentioned Conrad had nearly a perfect throw down to third base when Bobby Benavides was swinging, but right now Jackson Licata caught in the middle in between first and second base. Had too big of a lead. Conrad with a heads-up play trying to get him there. Held the ball, didn't let him really commit to either base, but just a wide throw that got well past Casey Kleinman. A good job by Dalton Thomas backing it up.
And now with Benavides standing on second base, we have Diego Villa coming up to bat, their DH. Shoots him straight back for strike 1 as a foul. Yeah, Licata was caught in no man's land. Just as you said, he did take it too much of a lead and was caught. But Blake Conrad, fortunate for the Legend, was able to throw it out flying, and he's able to stand on second base. Legends are threatening yet again with the runner in scoring position. Have their chance right here to cut down the lead yet again. Throws it up for ball 2. Diego Villa's ahead in the count, 2-1 at the hitter's count. And on deck for the Legends, we have their catcher, Blake Helsper.
In a 4-run game, nobody warming up in the Legends bullpen. Steven Gonzalez is going to go back out there, presumably.
And it hits him right on the back for a hit by pitch. The inning continues for the Legends. The Pirates still have 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning, but it looks like the Legends are starting to find some life here. As Villa was hit by pitch, and now we got runners at first and second with Licata still standing on second base. And now we have Blake Helsper, the catcher, who's currently 1 for 2 with a single and a flyout to the left fielder back in the 5th inning. And on deck for the Legends, we have Israel Espinoza. Helsper takes for strike 1 at the knees. Now this is their chance for the Legends to at least cut down the lead. Potentially even more if they could be able to cash in these 2 runs here. Comes a pitch by Williams. He fouls it back for strike 2. He's ahead in the count 0-2. Does need to get out of this inning though, because the Legends are looking like they're trying to get some momentum going for them. It looks like the Power don't really have someone necessary warming up, but just getting loose over there just in case. James Williams taking his time, taking a deep breath. Here comes the fire. He's going to fire it in, and he fouls it yet again. Staying the count 0-2. Husford doing what he can for his team to stay alive in as at bat or try to get on base. Williams is going to fire in the pitch, and he held back his swing just enough. No, it wasn't. The umpire called him out for strike 3. The Legends had something going for them, but Hellsberg did not hold back his swing and was striking out on the 3rd pitch. And now we're heading into the bottom of the 6th, although the Legends were able to put up run, making it 6-2. Be right back after this break.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are two teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. Now, the Legends were able to score back in the 6th inning, making it 6-2. But they did have runners on 1st and 2nd, and Hellsberg struck out to end the inning to stop any momentum they had going for them. And now a duel for the Power in the bottom of the 6th inning. We have Grayson Gegg taking for strike 1, who's currently 1 for 2 with his single, and he flied out to the right field back in the 4th inning. And they still have Steven Gonzalez up there pitching for the Legends. Grayson Gegg takes for ball 2, currently 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now it looks like the Legends are going to leave him in there as they have no one warming up or stretching in their bullpen. And on deck for the Power, we have Austin Howler. Grayson Gegg shoots it right over to the shortstop's glove. Licata was not able to glove it or field it as it goes right past him.
Right now warming up in the bullpen for the Power. They do have a man getting hot. It's A.J. Moreno out of Cal State LA. One of the guys who joined a little bit late in the season but has been solid.
And now a duel for the Power is going to be the leadoff hitter, Austin Howley, who's currently 1 for 1 with the walk, scored a run, and an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. Austin Howley takes low for ball 1 by Gonzalez. Now the Power were only held scoreless once back in the 5th inning. Well, they need to continue that trend if they want to have a chance to at least tie it here later in the game, as it will get a lot harder if they continue to have runners on and the Power cashing them in. And now he throws away for ball 2. The count's currently 2-0 to Austin Howler.
And it hasn't mattered who has been on the mound for the Legends, whether it's Duffield or Steven Gonzalez. Neither of them have been able to get ahead of Power hitters.
Also, Haller takes away for ball 3. Yeah, you said it correctly. They've been having issues with the command. Although they do have 5 strikeouts, but it's not enough to hold back the power. They do need to pound that strike zone a little bit more, and also the defense needs to get to collect those routine outs. It has been biting them. Power were able to have innings scoring 1 or more runs so far, and here's another walk given up by the Legends pitching staff. Austin Howler starting on first base, and we have Grayson Gegg on second. Still with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Power still leading 6-2.
And again, again, we've mentioned that the Legends pitching hasn't been able to get ahead. Obviously, the best inning was that 5th where they didn't allow a run for the Power, but either way, against Andrew Rivas and Blake Conrad, both of them started ahead in the count, so 2 of 3 batters starting ahead.
And now we have Blake Thomas coming in for Mike Gonzalez. He'll be playing at second base as well.
And right
Showed
there,
bunt, but he pulled back.
And right there, Dalton Thomas starts ahead in the count too.
3 straight hitters getting ahead in the count as well. It's up for ball 2.
It's just so difficult to pitch at a high level, especially against a team with as much talent as the Power have, when you're basically getting out of bed and the entire lineup's already ahead 1-0.
Yeah, Gonzalez has thrown 7 straight balls here. Make that 8. As that one's if we're going to have a 3-0 count. 8 straight balls and has yet to throw a strike so far. Thomas currently in the 3-0 count. We have Gegstein at second base and Hollerstein at first after he earned himself a walk with 4 straight balls. Currently in the bottom of the 6th inning, Power are threatening yet again as they scored in the first 4 innings. And we're held scoreless for the first time back in the 5th. Throws a first strike to 9 in this inning, making it 3-1 to Blake Thomas.
Yeah, that's just the 2nd strike thrown this inning. The only other strike that was thrown, Grayson Gegg hit that thing into left field.
Now he throws it away for ball 4. We have bases loaded with no outs for the Power, so they have the chance just to blow it open here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And now it looks like the coach is going to the mound for maybe a mound visit, or they're going to probably have one of the position players come on in. No, he just looked like he was going to talk to him for a little bit, calm him down.
Yeah, there are a couple of two-way players on this roster. None of them are playing the field right now, though. So it looks like someone would have to at least be warming up in the bullpen. Right now, this is just purely a talk of, hey, let's just throw some strikes. Let's get it going here. Play catch with your catcher, Hellspur. You know, stay within yourself. Don't try to do too much. Also give him a chance to have a breather. But right now, there's been 2 strikes thrown this inning. One of them was a curveball that Dalton Thomas watched, and the other one was put into left field by Grayson Gegg for a single. Other than that, it's been back-to-back walks. And Miles Walton will jump all over anything he sees over the plate.
Fouls it right back for strike 1. Miles Walton's currently 1 for 3. Struck out his first time around and got a single back in the 3rd inning. Reached on error in the 4th and was able to score. Now Miles Walton's total RBIs is currently sitting at 22. And it shoots you right over the first baseman. Miles Walton's continued around first. He's going to go to second. The run comes into home. No, excuse me, he cuts it off by the first baseman, but Miles Walton continues to show off his batting skills, putting up another 2 RBIs, making it 24 this summer. Earned himself a 2 RBI double to extend the lead, making it 8-2.
Yeah, Miles Walton, again, I said that he's going to jump all over anything over the heart of the plate. That one, 84-mile-an-hour fastball, basically middle. He saw a fastball out across the zone that he had to reach out for. He went for that one a little bit late on this one, but this still sent it the other way, and he was thinking 2 right out the box.
And hit it right down the line, and now we have Mark Kirkland shooting it right back to the pitcher, but it doesn't matter because the score comes in. Blake Thomas was able to read it right off the bat. He was going on contact pitcher fielded it, but it was not fast enough to get him out of home.
Yeah, RBI single or RBI fielder's choice for Mark Kirkland. They would have had him at first, but right there's Steven Gonzalez trying to make the smart and aggressive play to get Dalton Thomas, who was coming in like a bullet from third base. The moment that ball was hit, he was going and sliding in head first, just got the fingers in there in time.
And there goes Mark Kirkland trying to take second. Stands up there standing, and the ball got away. It looks like it hit off the fielder's glove or his cleat. But nonetheless, another run comes in to score. Mark Kirkland is able to take second and advance to third after the ball bounced off of him, and Miles Warren comes in to score.
Yeah, that's going to be a stolen base and an error from Mark Kirkland, allowing him to reach third. It allows Miles Walton to score, and that one just looked a little bit weird. The throw wasn't that late. Mark Kirkland was able to come in safely standing, but it was over towards that second base side of the bag, and reaching over for that Espinoza. Couldn't get his glove on it, and it looked like his glove hit Kirkland's leg, and then Kirkland's leg almost jarred that ball out.
Yeah, we've seen some bizarre plays tonight. Legends doing everything they can, but nothing could go their way defensively, as now they have to bring the infield in yet again. Still with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Power have put up 4 runs. Pretty much anyone that got on base has come in and scored. And now we got Mark Kirkland standing at third base with Casey Kleinman. Been having a great summer so far. And he fouls it right into the stands for strike 1. The score is currently 10-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Casey Kleinman's a guy you do want up here. Has a low strikeout rate. Been putting the ball in play very well so far. And it takes away for ball 1. It's currently a 1-1 count here in the bottom of the 6th with still no outs. Mark Kirkland standing on third base. After he stole second and the ball got away, now he's standing at third. And Casey Kleinman shoots it over the infield right to the right fielder, Benavides. It is going to be deep enough. It's going to be a sac fly for Kleinman. Mark Kirkland comes in to score. And the Legends finally get their first out after the sac fly by Casey Kleinman.
Yeah, Kleinman's on 82-mile-an-hour cutter over the zone, send it to the other side into right center field. Benavides able to range over and get to it. Kleinman just missed that one. If he pulled it a little bit more or just hit it a tad bit harder, that might have gone into the gap for a double, but still a productive out.
Yeah, you said it correctly. Great at bat by Kleinman by bringing in another run. And now duo, we have Andrew Rivas. He's currently 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And the Power have put up 5 runs in this inning alone, currently in the bottom of the 6th inning. Rivas takes for a strike.
Up now, KJ Moon taking over for Andrew Rivas. On his birthday, 20th birthday for KJ Moon. Happy birthday to him.
And they got him with the strikeout. And now duo, we have Cato Kleinman. Oh, excuse me, that'll be another pinch hitter for the Power.
Yeah, Keaton Nato taking over for Cato Kleinman. Another one that'll, looks like it's just going to be a straight swap there. Nato will get plugged in for left field.
Nato takes for strike 1. Keaton Nato currently has been hitless in back-to-back games, but he does have an RBI collected against the SoCal Mavericks. Takes for strike 2. Currently in an 0-2 count early on. It takes away for ball 1. Great take by Nato. Pitch was off the plate. Currently in the bottom of the 6th inning, the Power have put up a whopping 5 runs here alone, extending their lead over the Legends. Nato fouls that one off to stay alive in his at-bat. Now the Power have scored in almost every inning except back in the 5th, the only time they were held scoreless. And Nato fouls off yet another pitch, having a great 2-strike approach right here, coming off the bench. Keaton Nato's been doing a great job limiting the strikeouts as he only has 5 in 33 at-bats. Takes high for ball 2, counts currently 2-2. Keaton Nato's in a 2-2 count, was able to work it to a full count now, taking a pitch just off the plate to work it full. Great 2-strike approach by Nato so far, coming off the bench. That's something that's always hard to do. As any name that Casey Dill pulls off the bench, they continue to have great at-bats. And a swing and a miss, and the Legends were able to finally get out of it. But nonetheless, the Power were able to pile on another 5 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And we head over to the top of the 7th. We'll be right back after this break.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Game 2 of the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. And now the Power were able to pile on another 5 runs back in the 6th inning. And now duo for the Legends here in the top of the 7th inning. We have Israel Espinosa. And we do have a new pitcher for the Power. Coming in to relieve Williams is going to be AJ Moreno. Moreno is able to snag it, hit right back at him, and get the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Look out, A.J. Moreno, showing that pitchers are athletes too. A line drive right at him. He's landing, falling towards the first base side. It quickly pivots, almost full out dives and stabs out the glove to get a hold of that one. Catches it, throws it down to first, and a great play by him.
A great play to show off the glove and able to recover, almost falling over. And now he's going to face Tyler Shiganaka, who's 0 for 2 with the walk back in the 5th, taking strike 1. Now Moreno's last time around was against the Inland Valley Pirates. Went 3 innings pitched, had 4 runs, but 3 earned. Although he did get 4 strikeouts in that outing. Prior to that, he had back-to-back games with no earned runs. Going 2 innings and 4 strikeouts, which was against the SoCal Mavericks. He just missed off the plate for ball 1. Count's currently 1-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Legends need to find a way to get runners on and cash them in quickly. Time is running out for them, as they already have one out here in the top of the 7th. He shoots it right over to Blake Thomas, but it's a soft liner right to him, and that'll be 2 quick outs for Moreno. And now duo for the Legends, we have Ryder Young, currently 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to the second baseman back in the 3rd inning.
And for those of you keeping track, a couple defensive changes. Isaac Rodriguez is at second. Dalton Thomas goes from second to short. Noah Ariola is at third. Brian O'Neill at first. And again, Keaton Nato, who pinch hit for Cato Kleinman last inning. He's in left field now.
A lot of defensive switches, but the Power do lead 11-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. And it shoots it right over to Blake Thomas. He slides, dives, and he's able to rifle it in time. What a play by Blake Thomas. Ball was hit in the 5-6 hole, but he was able to slide, glove it, and rifle it down to first base to get the 3rd out of the inning. What a dazzling play to show off the glove. We'll be heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-2-3 for Moreno. Will be right back.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. The Power were able to put up a whopping 5 runs back in the bottom of the 6th inning, leading 11-2. And now, duo, we have Blake Conrad coming up to bat here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They still have Steven Gonzalez pitching for the Legends. It looks like they got some movement down there, have someone warming up. And he yanks it down the line over the bleachers. That was a loud strike.
Yeah, 81-mile-an-hour fastball up and in on him, and Blake Conrad did not miss that one. 97 off the bat. Just a little bit early, a little overzealous on that one. If he could straighten that one out, that was going a long way.
He takes away for a ball. Great approach by sitting on that one. Blake Conrad's currently 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored back in the 2nd inning. He fouls that one yet again into the dugout of the Power. Everyone got away quickly just in time. Ball came screaming in there. Blake Conrad currently sitting with 2 strikes. And on deck for the Power, we have another hitter coming in for Grayson Gay. Will be number 32, and then Blake Conrad shoots it up the middle, and the pitcher was able to cover it and field it to get the first out of the inning. So now pinch hitting for the Power is going to be 32, Garrett Bavakwa. Bavakwa coming in to pinch hit for Geg. He'll be a lefty standing in the box, so it'll be a lefty-righty matchup. And on deck for the Power is going to be the defensive replacement, Noah Ariola. He takes for a strike.
And what's already a big lead for the Power. Casey Dill just getting a bunch of guys some at-bats here.
First at bat, Bavakwa gets, and it's a single through the 4-3 hole. Great way to start off the outing for him in his first at bat, getting a single. And now we have Noah Arreola coming in for Austin Howler. This will be Noriola's second game playing for the Power. First time around was, and he takes for strike one, a swing and a miss. He went 1 for 2 with the double with 3 RBIs though, as the Power were able to prevail over the Mavericks 3-17. And he's out in front of that one for strike two as it fouls it back into the stands, currently in an 0-2 count. Now he's currently in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Power currently leaving 11-2. The Power were only held scoreless back in the 5th, and ever since then they've been piling on the lead against the Legends. Arreola takes low for ball one. He's currently sitting in a 1-2 count. Bavakwa was standing on first base after a single in his first at bat, pinch hitting for Grayson Gegg. Arreola fouls it down the right field line, and it's going to stay out of play for as it remains in the count 1-2, having a great two-strike approach.
Arreola's had a great season so far out here in Palm Springs. He's just got one game under his belt with the Power, 1 for 2, 3 RBI double. But with the PSCL, one of the best hitters that you've seen out there for the Bootleggers with John Tessier, 417 batting average, 19 games, 17 runs.
Arreola got him swinging. Gonzalez got him, Arreola swinging with the high fastball to get the second out.
Now batting number 8, Dalton Thomas.
And now we have Dalton Thomas coming in for Michael Gonzalez. And it looks like they're going to have another mound visit. Doesn't look like they're going to necessarily change the pitchers, but maybe discuss the game plan for Dalton Thomas. No, it looks like they're going to have a pitcher replacing him. It's going to be number 19 coming up on the mound for the Legends. And that's going to be Gavin Smith coming in and replace Steven Gonzalez. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning with 2 outs currently, and Bavakwa was standing on first with the single. And then we'll be right back after this break after the Legends have the warm-up pitches for Gavin Smith.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. Score still remains 11-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now coming in the pitch for Steven Gonzalez will be Gavin Smith. This will be the Legends' 3rd pitcher coming in tonight.
There is 2 outs currently. Blake Conrad was grounded out to the pitcher, and Ariolo strikeout to collect the second out, but standing at first base is going to be Bavakua coming in to pitch it for Grayson Gegg with the single. And now Dalton Thomas takes for strike 1.
Yeah, and Dalton's had himself a night, 2 walks. Not on the hit column yet, but 2 walks, 2 runs.
And that one gets away from the catcher, and Bavakua advances to second base. So now the Power have yet another runner in scoring position. This is their chance just to blow open the lead again, making it 12-2 if they get a hit here. Still with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dalton Thomas is sitting in the 1-1 count.
And again, 2 walks, 2 runs, but a couple awesome plays defensively, especially that one to end the top of the 7th.
Gets him on the outside corner with the fastball for strike 2. Yeah, you said it correctly. It was a sliding catch to get the ball that was hit very well into that gap, but he was able to rifle it just in time to get the last out. Now Dalton Thomas in a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the 7th, and he fouls it straight back. This inning, it looks like the Power's hitters are being very difficult to strike out. They keep fouling off the 2-strike pitchers, having a great approach. And we still have Bavakua standing on second base after the wild pitch. Takes low, and there goes another pitch, and Bavakua standing on third base. Dalton Thomas evens up the count at 2-2.
And, I mean, I know it's a big lead for the Power. They're up 11-2, but just how close would this game be if there weren't any miscues by the Legends?
And he takes for ball 3. He's able to work it 4 after being down 0-2. Great at bat by Dalton Thomas right now.
I mean, there's already been a ton of walks, a balk, at least a dozen wild pitches and passed balls.
And too many full counts as well. It just raises that pitch count. But Gavin Smith is able to get out of it, limiting the damage, keeping them scoreless yet again with strike 3. And we'll be right back after this break as we head into the top of the 8th.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. We're here in the top of the 8th inning as the score still remains 11-2. Now the Power were held scoreless again back in the 7th, but they're still up by 9 runs. And now leading up for the Legends is going to be number 24, Bobby Benavides. As he takes for ball 1, it was thrown away off the plate. Currently a 1-1 count as after Moreno fires in a strike. Benavides is currently 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a strikeout back in the 1st inning. And he misses low for ball 2. It counts currently 2-1 to Benavides. Now the Legends did have the chances earlier in the games getting runners on, but they weren't able to cash them in, and that's why they're in this hole, as well as with the mishaps they've been having throughout the game with the pitching and defense. But now Benavides is sitting in a 3-1 count. And on deck for the Legends, we have David Whittle. Moreno's in the one and fires it in, and strike 2 as a swing and a miss. And AJ Moreno is able to get him swinging on the strike 3 to get the first out of the inning.
Yeah, AJ Moreno mainly showing a fastball slider combination. That slider there has a massive break to it. The pitch right before he struck out Benavides, a slider that had over 20 inches, almost 2 feet of break. And right there, he speeds it up 88 right over the heart of the plate. He says, here's my best against your best, and Benavides couldn't catch up.
And now David Whittle swinging at the first pitch. Nato's running over. It's a lazy pop out to collect the second out. One pitch, that'll be the second out.
Now batting number 2, Jackson Licata.
And now we have Jake and Licata coming in the bat. It's currently 2 for 3 with 2 singles and an RBI as well. AJ Moreno's only thrown 6 pitches, and he does have 2 outs already. He's making quick work of these Legends here in the bottom of the 8th. They'll only have 4 outs to play with if they want to at least cut down the deficit. Not impossible, but it'd be very difficult for them this late in the game. As Jake Licata takes for ball 1 as it was thrown low. Moreno fires it in for strike 2. He swings a miss out in front of that one. For strike 1 counts, even up at 1-1. And on deck for the Legends, we have Anthony Canavino. And he fouls that one off for strike 2 as they head into count 1-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Legends are down 11-2 as the Power were able to put on a whopping 5 runs back in the 6th.
And right there, the slider again. And when AJ Moreno can really just let it all out here in late inning appearances in the bullpen, especially where the stuff just starts to play up, that slider is just a weapon.
Yeah, great knockout pitch that Moreno has in his back pocket. Count stands at 2-2 to Licata. Here comes Moreno, who's going to fire it in. Miss low for ball 3. It looked like it was pretty close, but did not go his way. As this at bat continues. Now Moreno has a total of 16 strikeouts. The most was against the Inland Valley Bucks, but he gets out of this inning with another strikeout to end the top of the 8th inning. Power still leading 11-2 as we head into the bottom of the 8th.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. The score is still remains at 11-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And now due up for the Power, it's going to be Miles Wallen leading off. Takes for ball 1. And the Legends still have Gavin Smith on the bump for them tonight. Miles Wallen's currently 2 for 4 with the single and the double. This is up for ball 2. Was able to come around to score twice. Here comes the pitch by Smith, and it misses up for ball 3. They head in the count 3-0, and that's been the story tonight, folks, for the Legends pitching staff. Get behind in the count, and it's been very difficult for them to get back in it, as the Power has been pretty much scored in every inning except for the 5th and the 7th inning. And he takes ball 4 with another leadoff walk for the Power.
Yeah, Miles Wallen, he's reached 4 times tonight. Since he struck out in the first, they haven't been able to retire him. One of just 2 starters left in the game. Here comes Brian O'Neill for his first at-bat.
Brian O'Neill is coming in for Mark Kirkland, as well as taking his position there at first base. Brian O'Neill is currently batting .302 with the .403 on base percentage, and he takes for strike 1. Has a total of 16 hits with 9 doubles, as well as 23 RBI. Has been a big factor for the Power this season. Brian O'Neill fouls it straight back over the press box for strike 2. Has cut down the strikeouts, hasn't struck out in back-to-back games. His last outing, he had a pinch hit, which was against the Mavericks, and earned himself a walk with his 1 at-bat. And he takes for ball 1, and currently in a 1-2 count with Miles Wallenstein at first base after earning himself a walk. Currently in the bottom of the 8th inning with no outs, the Power still leading 11-2. And it shoots straight to the center fielder, Shiganaka. He looks like he's under it, and he's going to collect the first out of the inning. And now we have Isaac Rodriguez coming in for Casey Kleiman.
Yeah, Rodriguez, again, one of those switches. He came in for Casey Kleinman, but they put him at second. They moved Dalton Thomas over to short. His first at-bat here. He's gotten a couple starts recently, but now getting some late-game action. And in the bullpen for the Power for presumably to finish this game, Isaac Quintero finishing up his warm-up.
And Rodriguez takes for strike 1. Currently batting .208. Has a hit back on July 1st against the Colton Nighthawks, which was a pinch hit at bat. And he throws it in the dirt, but doesn't get far enough for Miles Wallen to advance to second base. Good job by the catcher to smother and keep it only a couple feet away from him for ball 1. Isaac Rodriguez in the summer currently has 5 hits with 1 double, as well as 3 stolen bases. And he takes low for ball 2. The count's 2-1 to Rodriguez. Currently in the bottom of the 8th inning, the score still remains 11-2. Power has only remained scoreless back in the 7th and 5th, but it wasn't enough for the Power as they continue to put the ball in play, and the Legends continue to have mishaps. And he takes for ball 3. The count's currently 3-1. Gavin Smith is on the verge of walking yet another batter here in the bottom 8 with only 1 out. They do have the chance for the double play to get out of it to keep the Power scoreless yet again, but Gavin Smith does need to start pounding that strike zone. Takes away on the outside portion of the plate for strike 2 with the fastball. And now Isaac Rodriguez has been doing a great job as well as limiting the strikeouts. He only has 5 in 24 at-bats. And a swing and a miss for the second out as Rodriguez strikes out. And now we have KJ Moon coming up to bat. which is also his birthday today. So happy birthday, KJ Moon. KJ Moon's currently batting .298 with the on-base percentage of a .424. Has 14 hits in total this summer, and he takes low for ball one as it skipped in front of the catcher, but he's able to smother and keep it close to him.
Yeah, KJ hasn't had the last couple of weeks that he's wanted to. Was hitless in 4 of his last 6 games, but again, the guy came on and just took this league over by storm.
And that swing and a miss by KJ Moon to take strike one. Counts currently even at 1-1 here in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs.
Really, the first 3 quarters of this season, KJ Moon was one of the 3 or 4 best hitters on the power. He's got a couple home runs.
KJ Moon with another swing and was not able to connect with that one as a strike 2. He's in a 1-2 count. We still have Miles Vaughn standing at first base after with the leadoff walk given up by Gavin Smith. Although the Power weren't able to advance them as Brian O'Neill flew out to the center fielder and Isaac Rodriguez striking out. And there goes another strikeout to end the inning. Back-to-back Ks take it out of it and keep the Power scoreless. But the score is still 11-2 as we head into the top of the 9th. And we'll be right back after this break.
Family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Inland Valley Legends taking on the Palm Springs Power. We are currently in the top of the 9th inning with the Power having a 9-run lead as the score remains 11-2. Now the Power were able to be held scoreless and back in the 8th with the leadoff walk by Miles Vaughn, but they were able to come out of it unscathed. And now we have Anthony Canavino coming up to bat, taking strike 1. And coming in to relieve AJ Romero, we have Isaac Quintero coming up to pitch for the Power. Quintero is currently holding a 2.35 ERA this summer as he throws a low for ball 1, currently a 1-1 count to Canavino. Quintero currently has 12 strikeouts. The most he's had was 3 against San Diego United back on July 2nd. Power were able to win a 2-4. He fires it back for another strike. Canavino's in a 1-2 count here in the top of the 9th inning.
And Isaac Quintero's had a solid season. He's played between the PSCL and the Power out of Cal State LA. And one of the better pitchers in the PSCL. Played for John Tessier's Bootleggers, but did not make the All-Star team because he was busy pitching for the Power. He was the last guy out of the bullpen in that walk-off win over the PSCL All-Stars. Closed it out in the 9th.
Here goes Quintero just off the plate as Canavino is able to work a full count.
But that's not to say he wasn't deserving. Had a great year with the Bootleggers. Had an 11 strikeout game against the Blue Sox. Was the first 4 innings of a combined no-hitter in his first appearance, and with the power, he's been just as good.
And he fouls it off to stay alive in a full count. Canavino fighting on for the Legends. Yeah, you said it correctly. In his past 5 outings in 4.1 innings, he has no earned runs, just allowing 1 hit. He's been doing a great job so far in his past outings. And that'll be a lefty-lefty matchup, as Quintero is a lefty and Canavino's a lefty in the batter's box. It just misses for ball 4. The Legends get a leadoff walk. And now due up, we have Diego Villa. He's currently 0 for 3.
Yeah, and Quintero will sit with it's predominantly a fastball slider changeup combination. He'll throw a curveball in there every now and then, but it's a fastball that's sitting in the low to mid 80s, but sometimes when he struggles, he can just try and get a little bit too fine with it, try and overthrow some pitches, and he'll end up with some walks. But right there, gets back in the zone.
Yeah, he only has 3 including tonight. And now he takes for strike 2. Counts currently 0-2 to Diego Villa. He's getting ahead early. Now what stood up for me tonight was that the Power were able to take advantage of the mishaps. The Legends couldn't get anything going their way this whole game. But good thing the Power were able to take advantage of it and have a whopping 9-run lead, as Diego Villa is striking out to get the first out of the inning.
And right there, nothing about it. 3 straight pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Diego Villa sends him packing on 3 straight fastballs.
And now coming up, we have Blake Helsper, who's currently 1 for 3 with a single back in the 3rd inning. He misses up for ball 1. And on deck for the Legends, we have Israel Espinoza. And he takes it for ball 2 as it just missed outside the plate. Now his best outing, he had 5 strikeouts in 2.1 innings of work, which was against the Inland Valley Legends back on June 6th, as the Power were able to take the W, winning 5-8. And he takes for strike 1. The count's currently 2-1 to Blake Helsper. And that's going to be another lefty-lefty matchup here, as we have Anthony Canavino standing on first base after the leadoff walk, and he fouls it back to even up the count at 2-2. Now the Power are on the verge of winning their 700th game for franchise history, currently sitting at 699, as the lead is 11-2 here in the top of the 9th with 1 out. Quintero keeping an eye on the runner at first base, and he throws it in the dirt. But Blake Connor was able to smother to keep it in front of him, preventing the runner Canavino at first to advance to second base. And that'll be a full count to Helsper. Canavino is having a relatively small lead there at first base, now looking like he's in a threat to try and steal second. And a swing and a miss for strike 3 as Quintero gets his 2nd strikeout of the inning. And now we have Espinoza, who's currently 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th.
Through 3 batters, just a couple of deep counts, ran it full to Anthony Canavino and Helsper, but right now, if Isaac Quintero needs to get back and it needs to find the zone, he's been using that fastball. That one right there runs inside for ball 1, but it was a really close pitch, and again, when he started to miss the zone, that fastball has found it.
And on deck for the Legends, we have Tyler Shiganaka. Off the plate for ball 2, counts currently 2-0. Quintero's been falling behind in the count, but with back-to-back batters, he was able to put him, Blake Helsper, he fell behind, but was able to work back into the count, striking him out to collect the 2nd out. And he fouls the strike back for strike 1. Quintero is taking the time, walking around, trying to get back into his momentum. His mojo, trying to end this game with the 11-2 lead over the Legends here in the top of the 9th inning. He threw it down in the dirt for ball 3. Counts currently 3-1 to Israel Espinoza. Now, Quintero doesn't have many walks. He only has 2 this summer, and 3 when you include Anthony Canavino to let off the inning. And he shoots it straight up into the infield. Brian O'Neill is under it in foul territory. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, the Power just collected their 700th win. Great job by them as they were able to put the Legends away 11-2, bettering their chances to compete in the CPCL playoffs. But now they'll be taking on the Inland Valley Pirates in a 2-game set on Monday. Now tonight we've had ourselves a great game as the Power were able to take advantage of the mishaps throughout the game that the Legends been having, as well as the pitching. The pitching has not been on it tonight, and the Power were able to strike early and continue to pile on the lead as they've only been held scoreless in the 5th, 7th, and 8th inning. The most runs they scored was back in the 6th with a whopping 5, and they were able to run away with this game, taking 2 away from the number 2 seed currently in the CPCL, but now things are about to change after this win tonight. These were big wins for the Power if they want to continue to see the season after the regular season. And now on Monday, they will be taking on the Inland Valley Pirates, which will be a doubleheader on the road. And folks, that game will be during the day, so make sure you tune in for that game on Monday. And now they'll be going up in the rankings and the CPCL, because now they currently stand at 11-5, while the Inland Valley Legends will be sitting at 12-6. So this was a big game for both teams, but now they'll be taking on the Pirates, who are sitting at 11-3 in first place. So we'll go ahead and see you on Monday and enjoy the rest of the night as the Power collected a 700th win in franchise history. Big game, big year for the Power, and we'll see you next time.